Okay, let's unpack this. You step into the shower anticipating that glorious warm cascade, and instead you're greeted with, well, an Arctic blast.
Ah, yeah.
It's not just annoying, it's a shock to the system, isn't it?
It really is.
But here's where it gets really interesting. That sudden lack of hot water, especially with a gas heater, often points to a surprisingly simple, remarkably accessible problem: your pilot light.
Exactly.
This deep dive is your shortcut to being well-informed, ready to tackle what seems like a major appliance breakdown with confidence.
What's truly insightful here is how often a seemingly complex household crisis, like that cold shower, boils down to a single accessible component.
Right?
And while we're specifically focusing on Bradford water heaters as a, common example,
Hmm.
remember that the core principles and steps we're outlining apply to most gas water heaters with a pilot light.
Ah, okay, so not just Bradford.
Not just Bradford. You'll find similar components, just perhaps in slightly different locations. This deep dive will show you how to navigate it with a new level of understanding.
So we hear pilot light all the time, but for someone new to this, what exactly is this tiny flame, and why does it hold so much power over our hot water?
Good question.
I mean, who knew a tiny flame held so much power over our entire morning routine?
Well, the pilot light is essentially a small, continuous flame, always burning. Think of it as the tiny ignition source that's ready to spark the main burner in your water heater whenever the thermostat calls for heat.
Okay, like a little ready signal.
Exactly. It's a remarkably simple principle, often chosen for its reliability and independence from electrical power, especially in, older models.
Right.
Without that constant flicker, the main burner just can't ignite, and your water stays stubbornly cold. It's genuinely fascinating how these systems work on such a simple principle.
Okay, so it's crucial. Why does it go out then? What happens?
Now, why does such a crucial little flame go out? There are a few common culprits. Sometimes it's as mundane as a strong draft or a gust of wind, maybe from an open window, or even an ill-fitting vent disturbing it.
Just a puff of air.
Sometimes, yeah. Other times, you might have a brief interruption in your home's gas supply. But very frequently, and this is a key insight, it's due to a component called the thermocouple.
Ah, the thermocouple.
Heard of that? This isn't just a part. It's a brilliant passive safety system. Think of the thermocouple as the pilot light's vigilant bodyguard.
Bodyguard, I like that.
It's a simple piece of metal designed to sense if the pilot light is burning. If it doesn't detect that flame, it safely shuts off the gas supply to prevent a dangerous buildup.
Ah, okay, so it's protecting you.
Exactly. It's your home's gas guardian,
Yeah.
often unnoticed until it steps in to save the day.
It's amazing how a simple piece of metal can be so critical. So even with these potential causes, you're saying that relighting it is often a straightforward process.
Usually, yes.
That's quite empowering for a homeowner. It sounds straightforward, but for many, the idea of touching anything gas-related is daunting. What's the biggest misconception you hear about the risks involved?
That's precisely it. The biggest misconception is often that it's inherently complex or dangerous beyond the average person's capability.
Right, people get scared.
They do. But because of these inherent safety mechanisms, like the thermocouple and the clear design, relighting it, while requiring absolute care and following specific steps, is often a very straightforward process that anyone can learn.
That makes so much sense. So, armed with that understanding, let's turn our attention to the how-to. And as you just emphasized, with anything involving gas, safety is the absolute top priority.
Number one,
Absolutely.
our number one rule here.
Couldn't agree more. The first and most critical step is to turn off the gas supply. You need to locate the main gas shutoff valve on your water heater.
Okay, where's that usually?
It's typically a small lever or knob on the gas line leading directly to the heater. Turn it firmly to the OFF position.
Got it.
This immediately stops the flow of gas, neutralizing any potential hazards while you work. After you've turned it off, it's crucial to wait about 5 to 10 minutes.
Wait. Why wait? Good question. This mandatory wait time allows any residual gas in the system to dissipate safely into the air before you even think about lighting anything. Don't skip this.
Okay, 5-10 minutes. Patience is key.
Definitely.
Once that vital waiting period is complete and you're absolutely certain the gas is off, your next move is to find the pilot light and burner assembly itself.
Right.
For most Bradford water heaters, you'll discover a small access panel, usually located near the bottom of the unit. You'll need to remove this panel to expose the inner workings.
Sometimes it just slides off, sometimes a couple of screws.
Okay, and inside.
Inside, you should clearly see a control knob. This knob is your main command center for gas flow, typically marked with settings like off, pilot, and on.
The big knob. Got it.
Exactly. Now, let's walk through the actual relighting sequence. First, you'll rotate that control knob specifically to the pilot position.
Yes, to pipe.
Just to pilot. This setting is engineered to allow only a small, controlled amount of gas to flow, just to the pilot light itself. It's incredibly important not to skip this step or attempt to light it when the knob is on N, as that could indeed be dangerous.
Okay, pilot only. Makes sense.
Once it's aligned with pilot, you're ready to ignite. While holding the control knob in the pilot position, and this is key, you usually have to press it down.
Press it down, okay.
Use a long lighter or a match. Bring the flame right to that tiny pilot opening.
Where's that opening usually?
The pilot opening is that small, often metallic nozzle where the pilot flame should emerge. Look for it right near the main burner assembly. You'll see it.
Okay, near the main burner.
And you'll need to press down on the control knob firmly while you're lighting it. Think of it like holding down a safety button, temporarily allowing a controlled burst of gas to flow just to that small pilot light.
Right, pressing and holding.
As soon as you see that little pilot flame ignite, keep holding the control knob down for about 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Why so long?
This isn't just arbitrary, it's vital. It gives the thermocouple enough time to heat up sufficiently and properly sense the flame, which will keep the pilot lit once you release the knob.
Ah, so the bodyguard needs to know it's safe.
Exactly. Once that pilot is burning steadily and you've held for the full 30 seconds, you can release the control knob and then carefully turn it to the on position.
Okay, release, then turn to on.
And this permits the main burner to operate, allowing your water heater to resume its normal function.
So you've successfully coaxed that tiny flame back to life and it's burning steadily. That's a huge step.
It is. Feels good, right?
Totally. So if I'm picturing this correctly, it's less about speed and more about a gentle, deliberate sequence of actions.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Careful and deliberate.
Now for the final physical steps to get everything back in order. You'll want to replace the access panel you removed earlier.
Right. Put the cover back on.
This isn't just for looks. It protects the pilot light from any drafts or debris that could extinguish it again.
Good point. Keeps it safe.
Then head back to that gas shutoff valve you painstakingly turned off earlier and rotate it back to the on position to restore the gas supply to the unit.
Back on. Full gas flow.
Your Bradford water heater should now spring back into action with the main burner kicking in to start heating your water. Give it a few minutes, then check your taps
Fingers crossed.
to confirm that soothing hot water is flowing once more. From that moment of cold dread to becoming your own water heater hero, you've navigated every step.
Hopefully.
But, sometimes, despite meticulously following all those careful steps, that stubborn pilot light just won't stay lit. It flickers and goes out. So what does this all mean if it just refuses to cooperate?
Yeah, that can happen. It's frustrating.
Beyond just cleaning, are there any telltale signs a thermocouple is truly failing rather than just dirty, something a homeowner could spot?
Well, when the pilot light consistently refuses to stay lit, the most common suspect, as we mentioned earlier, is often the thermocouple.
The bodyguard again?
Right, the bodyguard. Its function is paramount. It senses if the pilot is burning and, for safety, shuts off the gas if it's not. If it's faulty, even slightly, or obstructed, it won't signal that the flame is present, and the gas supply will immediately cut off, causing the pilot to extinguish itself for safety reasons.
Okay.
In terms of telltale signs, if you've cleaned it and are sure there's no draft, and the pilot lights easily, but then extinguishes right after you release the knob.
Like, whew, gone again.
Exactly. Almost immediately after you let go. That's a strong indicator. The thermocouple isn't correctly sensing the flame or holding the gas valve open.
Okay, that's a key sign then.
It is. But before you pick up the phone to call a professional, there are a couple of very simple troubleshooting steps you can attempt yourself.
Like what?
First, clean the thermocouple. Sometimes a buildup of dirt, soot, or dust can accumulate on its tip, preventing it from accurately sensing the flame.
How do you clean it?
Gently. A gentle wipe with a clean cloth, maybe some very fine sandpaper or an emery cloth if it's really sooty, but be careful not to damage it. Often a simple wipe is all it needs.
Okay, gentle wipe first.
Second, reconfirm there are no drafts. Double check that there aren't any unexpected external drafts, perhaps from an open door, a vent, or even a loose flue pipe near the water heater that could be consistently blowing the pilot light out.
Check for breezes again.
Right. If you've tried these straightforward steps and the pilot light still won't stay lit,
Still going out.
that's when it's absolutely best to contact a professional plumber. They can inspect the unit for deeper issues, such as a truly faulty thermocouple that requires replacement or other underlying problems with the gas supply or burner assembly.
Time for the pros. Got it.
Depends you need them.
So, to summarize, you're essentially performing a mini reboot on your water heater's ignition system. It's usually a very manageable task.
Usually.
But knowing why it goes out, and especially remembering that safety is the absolute paramount consideration, makes all the difference.
You've hit the nail on the head there. That's the fundamental takeaway. And to reinforce some key insights from our sources, let's address a few common questions we often hear.
Okay, FAQ time.
Why does my water heater pilot light keep going out? As we discussed, the most frequent causes are a faulty thermocouple or a persistent draft blowing out the flame.
Thermocouple or draft.
If it's happening repeatedly, it's definitely a good idea to have the unit inspected by a professional to diagnose any deeper issues. Don't just keep relighting it over and over if it's a regular thing.
Good advice. What else?
Can I relight the pilot light on my Bradford water heater myself? Yes, absolutely. It's designed to be a relatively simple process for homeowners.
Okay, good to know.
But, and this is crucial, always prioritize safety precautions, especially by turning off the gas supply before you even begin the relighting process.
Safety first. Always.
Your safety is not negotiable.
Then, how often should I check my water heater's pilot light?
Yeah, do I need to check it weekly or something? No, there's no set schedule for checking it proactively. The most practical time to check is if you suddenly notice a complete lack of hot water.
So, only when there's a problem.
Pretty much.
Yep.
At that point, checking the pilot light should be your very first troubleshooting step before panicking.
Okay. And the big one, gas smell.
And finally, a truly critical one. What should I do if I smell gas while relighting the pilot?
Yeah, that's scary.
If you detect the distinct odor of gas, that sort of rotten egg smell, at any point during this process, immediately stop what you're doing.
Stop everything.
Everything. Do not attempt to relight it. Leave the area, ensuring proper ventilation, open windows if you can safely. And call your local gas company or professional plumber immediately to inspect the system before you attempt anything further.
Don't mess around with that.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
This is a situation where you call in the experts without hesitation.
You've just taken a deep dive into something that, for many, seems daunting, even a bit mysterious.
It can feel that way.
But now you're well-informed, equipped with practical knowledge, ready to tackle a common household hiccup with genuine confidence, and most importantly, with safety as your guiding principle. It's amazing how much power a little knowledge gives you.
It really is, and if we connect this to the bigger picture, it's about far more than just hot water.
Oh.
It's about recognizing that many everyday mysteries in our homes, or even in our daily routines, have logical, understandable solutions, often requiring just a bit of focused inquiry and a clear, step-by-step approach.
Interesting way to think about it.
This raises an important question for you to consider. What other seemingly complex parts of your home or even aspects of your life might benefit from a similar informed exploration, transforming a perceived problem into an empowering act of understanding and self-reliance?